World Cup started.
The World Cup did start. Wearing some
Did you,
America stuff. Team
did you get to
USA.
watch any of it?
I didn't get to watch much of it because I was at work. But I tried to sneak over a little bit, but I missed both goals, of
Yeah.
course.
Well, I mean, I guess I could. It might be a little hot for me, but the USA Wales match was basically a Fulham inter squad scrimmage. So I can put this guy on.
Oh, there we go.
It's my Fulham beanie. The
There we
US had
go.
both teams had two starters that currently play for Fulham.
That's kind of fun.
So it was Tim Ream and Anthony Robinson for the US, and then Harry Wilson and Dan James for Wales. All four Fulham players.
Harry Wilson.
Harry Wilson. Yep. I gotta take this off. It's making the sound
too
weird.
hot. Well, and too hot.
But it was a disappointing game, to say the least.
Yeah, I saw that we went up 1-0, obviously.
The US basically dominated the first half, and then it kind of felt like they came out of the second half and said, let's win this 1-0. And you can't do that. You can't do that as the better team.
You got to keep your foot on the gas.
Yeah. Especially because this
never
is
a
the
good
game.
idea.
Like, this was the game that was basically like, if you beat Wales, you basically advance to the knockouts. Now it's essentially going to come down to goal difference between the US and Wales, assuming they both beat Iran. If they both beat Iran, it's going to come down to who beats them worse and who doesn't get beat as badly by England.
Oof.
So not a great start for the US.
Nope, not really. But go America.
I hope
Go
that
USA.
I hope they do well. I'd like to get a draw out of England. If we can get a draw out of England, I think we'll advance. But it's going to be
That'll
tough.
be lit. That'll be lit. Oh man. World Cup around Christmas time. Who'd have thought?
So weird. It's so freaking weird. But I don't know. I do love the World Cup. It's one of my favorite sporting events. There's so much anticipation for it. Been waiting for it for years. The next one will be here.
Yes.
We'll be one of the host cities next time around.
Yep. CONCACAF.
Yep.
Would you kind of pronounce it like that? CONCACAF, right?
Yeah, CONCACAF.
All right.
That's
how it's
the
pronounced.
World
Cup is when that's the few times I'll probably flip on some soccer. I've actually watched quite a few World Cups, but other than that, I don't watch too much football.
Yeah, I get it. I love the sport. It's once you like kind of get a basis of understanding, it's a lot of fun to watch. I will admit, like, if you're someone that doesn't know the ins and outs, not saying that I necessarily know all the ins and outs. I know a decent amount. I watch quite a bit. I mean, I watch Fulham every week, and I play Football Manager and sometimes FIFA. I understand the sport, but
Right.
I can definitely see where someone that doesn't understand the sport on that level wouldn't enjoy watching.
I mean, it's very similar to like baseball in a way, where like we see what's
Right.
going on in between pitches and stuff, whereas most people don't. And then same thing in soccer, you see what they're trying to actually accomplish by getting the ball kind of all over here, and then they throw it all the way over here. I'm saying not the right terms because I don't know it as well.
No,
but
I get you. It's like it's very similar to baseball in a lot of ways. Like whenever a pitcher will make like a filthy pitch that the batter doesn't swing at, it's called a strike, or maybe even it's not even in the strike zone, it's just off the plate, and somebody that doesn't understand baseball will just see that and like, nothing. But me and you were like, oh man, did you see that pitch? How did he not swing at that thing? That thing was filthy.
Right. So yeah, and they do some crazy stuff with the soccer ball that we don't even notice because
we can't comprehend.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on like that.
Like at one point, Christian Pulisic, so the ball's coming in from his right. He hits it off the top of his head, straight up in the air, about maybe 3 feet above his head, brings it down, chests it. Or no, he chests it because the ball came at him. He chests it, it kind of goes up, he hits it on the head, goes a few feet above his head, comes down, hits it on his knee, comes back up, and then goes back onto his foot and takes off. All in one motion. It's just like, how do you even do that? How?
Yeah. Tons and tons of practice messing around
Right.
juggling soccer balls. Man, one thing that they are really good at that I wish somehow the NFL could figure it out, they're offsides. They know how to get like a line drawn and know exactly like if you were like a nose offsides, and they're gonna call that shit. Why can't we do that for football? Like
There's a
with the
lot of
with the football
controversy
for
about
like
those
goal line.
lines. There's
Well,
there's a
that's
lot of
true.
controversy about those lines because it's
However,
like, is your hand being offsides? Does that make you offsides because you can't do anything with your hand? Is your
nope,
elbow being
you're offsides.
offsides?
Yes,
Like, there's a
anything
lot of.
past the defender.
So they actually, a couple of years ago, they changed it because it used to be like if your hand was offsides, that you'd be offsides. They changed it to where any body part that you can score with is offsides, then you're
Okay.
offsides.
So
So like if your
head,
hands,
shoulder,
it's like
knees
your
and
hand,
toes.
right, right.
I mean,
Basically, yeah.
I guess that's kind of fair. See, in flag football, the football didn't have to cross the line. Your hips had to.
Okay. Yeah.
So like I felt like maybe that was what the angle you were going to maybe take for the offsides for soccer was the hips. If your hips were past them, yep.
Yeah. I mean, if your hips are past them, that would be
I mean,
offsides
that
because
is
that means your
true.
body, because if your hips are past them, your shoulders probably past them too.
Oh, definitely.
And you can
Yep.
score with your shoulder. You can kind of, you know,
Oh yeah, you can shoulder that motherfucker in, dude.
yeah.
Conor McGregor knocked a dude out with his shoulder,
There you
dude.
go. Oh man. But
All over the place.
it's gonna be fun. I hope we get a good World Cup. I don't want to talk about where it's being played or anything. But I do hope that it's an enjoyable event to watch, and I
Right.
hope that there's not too many controversies that come out of it.
Agreed.